Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Clanfolk. I'm Neodyinamite, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about fire hazards, because apparently that's a real thing in this game. So picture yourself this. You are building your very first home. You try to make it out of sticks. You try to make it out of hay. You put a fireplace inside just to cook some food for your villagers. Because if you're gonna try to put the fireplace outside and it starts to rain, the fire will get extinguished and you won't be able to cook anything. And eating raw meat is probably not the best diet around. So yeah, you do that. You leave the game for like 2 minutes. You go back with a cup of tea, and you notice that your house is burning. Does that sound familiar to something? Yeah. So fire hazard is an actual thing in Clanfolk. Now at the beginning, this may not be that big of an issue, because you won't be having too many things to do around your village. So it'll be fine, right? Just send a dedicated guy to extinguish the fire. Apparently my villagers are doing exactly that thing right now because they don't have anything better to do. But imagine that your villagers will be starving to death. Imagine that they actually be doing something else. Imagine that they'll be far away and the only child left in your village is actually stuck inside of that house and is currently burning alive. That doesn't sound too much child-friendly, does it? That doesn't sound too family-friendly either. So, how you can prevent a disaster like this? Well, there are a few ways. And no, eating raw meat is not a thing. I still prefer to have my meat cooked, you know, like medium raw, that would be nice. But doesn't change the fact that eventually you will have an issue like that, especially during winter, because when winter will come, you people will seek warmth, and they would probably prefer to sleep next to a campfire instead of a house. So what you gonna do then? And the solution is actually quite easy if you think about that. I am a bit further away into the game, so some of these things may be a bit of a spoiler, but then again, this is like a medieval time, so it's not like I am reinventing electricity, okay? But the thing remains, you probably noticed that I have a fireplace inside of my home. How is that possible, that this home is still standing and it didn't like burn down? Well, if you're gonna select objects related to cooking, you'll notice a few things. I'm speaking about mostly the cooking fire because this is gonna be the first building or let's say a working station that you're gonna build that will allow you to cook some food, and also is gonna give you the basic warmth. Now as you can see over here, this working station will stop to work if it's gonna be raining. And by that I mean if it's gonna be outside without a rooftop over it, it's gonna stop to work. So that means if you're gonna be cooking anything, well, the cooking will stop. The next thing is that it throws sparks. By that I mean is the red circle. If you're gonna select an item like this and it's gonna tell you that it's gonna throw sparks, then this is the range of where the sparks will actually land. So that means that anything in vicinity of one tile from the cooking fire potentially could catch fire. So how to prevent this? Well, there are certain materials you could try to use to prevent the fire from spreading. The obvious resource to use would be basically a house made out of stone. But as one of my attempts, I've actually tried to build a completely house out of stone. That didn't went good, because it took the villagers way too long to actually build a house made out of stone. Sure, if you're gonna be playing on a map dedicated to mountains, then that's gonna be probably a lot easier. But on a map like this, for example, I will have to build my house specifically next to the mountain, and I'll have to probably mine either good half on the entirety of the mountain to even build a house of this size, especially if you want to stop the fire from spreading. So, what other options do you have? Well, you could try to do some research, you could try to do some ideas, and you could try to develop yourself a floor made out of tiles. As you can see, flammability, none. Stone floor, flammability, none. Comparing this, for example, to maybe walls, rock wall, flammability, none. Brick walls, flammability, none. Daub wall, flammability, low. See where we're going with this thing? Log wall, flammability, medium. Water wall, flammability, medium. And you decide to go with hay for your walls, flammability, high. And you're gonna end up with a really nice cooker for your little child to cook in. But that's not all of the things. Let's say that you had a hard start. You didn't manage to get the bricks. You only got wood and you got stone. So what then? Well, you can still win. What you need to do, and this is the thing I do, is that you need to surround the campfire with items that cannot catch fire. So best option would be to have flammability none. If you're gonna put, for example, cooking fire, you need to do something like this. Flooring, stone floor, surround it, right? So there won't be any fire, the fire won't be able to spread like over the walls. Then also a good idea would be to go to, if I remember correctly, that was in where exactly was that shit, because I don't really remember. In the buildings? No. It was somewhere over here. Stockpiles? Ah, there it is. Flammable blocker. Prevents flammable items from being dropped here. So yeah, put this thing around the fire as well. Because let's say that your villagers will be like, oh, I'm just gonna drop this gigantic log next to the fireplace. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Yeah, and then the fire spreads to the log, from the log it spreads to the floor, and your house is on fire. So that's like another thing. You do this, but then again, it comes back to the issue that you need to have a roof over this place. And that's a bit of a problem, because if you're gonna make the roof out of hay, then you're back to square zero. The roof can catch fire. So your best option? Stick to the rock stone roof. Sure, you need to make like a little square 3x3 just to make the rooftop, just as I have over here. Like if you're gonna zoom out the camera far away, you'll see that this section over here is actually made out of stone. This is the section that is literally speaking above my cooking place, right? I have like this thing a little bit bigger, like for the future purposes, but still, you get the idea. The entirety rest of the roof is made out of hay. The walls are made out of logs. The floor are made out of bricks, but that's like not the matter. It's made out of clay, so it won't be able to catch fire. I did this because it actually gives me bigger traveling bonus. But that's not the case. I could have floor made out of wood. That doesn't matter. The thing that's important is the things around the campfire itself. So yeah, you want to prevent fire from spreading? You want to avoid the disaster of a burning house? Make it out of unflammable items, right? So stone, bricks, stuff like that. And I think you'll be fine. So there's like a lot more things to discover in this game, and I highly recommend that you can give it a try. There's a link in the description below. So yeah, go over there, give it a try. Let me know how it went, and I hope that you will somehow be able to prevent the disasters from happening in your village, instead of like trying to fix them on the fly. And well, there is a bunch of other things you can try to build in the game. And I'm actually gonna show you some of the ideas I have already unlocked, just so you're gonna have a bigger picture of this thing if you're starting the game already. So as I said, you have bricks. You can make brick walls. You can make brick floors. I'm still trying to unlock some better roofs, like maybe some roofs made out of bricks as well. Maybe some of them made out of clay, because right now I'm stuck to the 2 types of roof that I have, and I still have like a bunch of things to unlock further down the road. So yeah, the game has options, and it's still like in early access, so this could actually change in the future. I don't know. We'll see how the development of the game is actually gonna go, but I still hope that you will get it and you're gonna have fun. Lots of fun trying to shape your clan, trying to survive with the clan. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm rambling too much, so for now I'm gonna leave this thing as over here. I hope you find this thing useful. Let me know what you think, and if you want to see some more, or maybe you have any ideas for other guides, feel free to post them in the comment section below. But for now though, I'll leave this thing as over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Subs a lot. Let's see you all in the next video.